Today we're going to be showing you 5 Visual Studio Code extensions every developer needs. Regardless if you're developing front-end, back-end, or something else, you're going to want these extensions. If you haven't installed Visual Studio Code, check out my installation videos on that. So let's start off by clicking here. So this is the extensions. And we're going to look up Indent Rainbow. So Indent Rainbow, let's install that one. That'll actually add a rainbow to our indents, making it easier to keep track of where things line up visually by changing the color in a rainbow fashion. So if we go back to our main, we can kind of see how that changed. We actually have 2 colors, this little example program. We'll get kind of also under the same one. I'm not categorizing it as a new extension, but it's just all the rainbow extensions. So we'll do rainbow brackets next. And we'll install that. Let's go back. And so now you can kind of see, I kind of wrote this little function. You can kind of see where the closing and ending brackets are, so they match colors, and then the ones inside are like purpley color, and inside that it's blue and then orangish. Another rainbow one that might be useful if you're coding in HTML is rainbow tags. So basically I'm really big fan of all the rainbow extensions. Rainbow tags won't actually do anything for this, but great to have if you're doing any HTML. It basically, as you can see kind of here, it colors the divs and the h2 tags and all that for HTML. So next is something I've recently been looking at, so comment anchors. So if we look at this extension and install it, let's just scroll down for this so as soon as you put comment, you can actually give it like a title and you can actually open the comment anchors. So as you can see on the left, we actually have this new comment anchors, and you can start scanning your workspace for all the comments and everything. And it'll show little buttons to go to them. So if you have like a to-do or something, that's very useful. So that's extension 2. And then we're going to go into extension 3, which is prettier. So the prettier code formatter will just fix a lot of the codes. Now there's a few different ones for different languages. So the core prettier code formatter does JavaScript and all that. But you can look for the one that's specifically to your language. So we have Java right down here. So let's install that one. So Intellisense. So you can see Intellisense for PHP, C++, and all that. Another name that it goes by is IntelliCode. Which is Visual Studio's Intellisense made by Microsoft. So I'm going to install that one. This one works for Python, JavaScript, Java. Since I'm using Java, I'm going to install this one. Okay, so the last extension is linter. So I'm just going to call it linter, but there's a bunch of linters for different languages. So in this case, I'm using Java, so I'm going to install the Java linter. So what a linter does is it basically gives you like warnings and little things that you're doing and writing in your codes, such as like JavaScript's a big one, that might not make sense to the computer and might not actually do exactly what you're looking for. So a linter will help identify those. So in this example, it kind of shows that like I have a public message, but I'm returning a string, and there's no return statement in the little video they're showing. Okay, so what we installed is the comment anchors, which will allow you to quickly find comments in your project. A few rainbow functions that just make it easier to match brackets, match tab spacing, and we also installed the one for HTML. We also installed Prettier for our language, which just kind of color codes everything, although by default everything was pretty good color coding for Java. We also installed an IntelliCode or Intellisense for whatever language we're using. That will allow us to do autocompletes. So I can do, so enter, and you see how it kind of pops up. And see how I can type OT and I can still get out. So you can actually type in the first letters of all the words and it will help you kind of do that. So PL. So we get public, but we also get the print line. And so these are kind of some really basic extensions that you're going to want that will make developing faster. This is what the code looks like after. You can kind of see the code before. I'll pop that up. So we installed a couple rainbows. We installed rainbow brackets, indents, and tags for HTML. Comment anchors, which can be used with comments. Prettier, which helps you format your code. And Intellisense,